Hey everyone, we are Group 11 and we will be discussing how information technology has changed the way we think. In particular, we are focusing on the impact information technology has on our attention spans. While all sides of the argument agree that information technology like social networks and messaging systems on mobile phones are distracting, the core debate lies in whether or not being distracted is the fault of the technology itself or the humans that wield it. Technology provides frequent interruptions in the form of phone calls, messages, and notifications that we feel compelled to address. A Harvard publication revealed that people become addicted to social media platforms through a similar neural process as cocaine addicts are addicted to using. Further support is provided by the former vice president of user growth at Facebook. He says that the short term dopamine driven feedback loops that we have created are destroying how society works. People continuously return to these platforms to satisfy curiosities that will never be fulfilled. We check our phones again and again because our brains are hardwired to feel rewarded when we receive a message. This affects our attention because even when we want to focus on the task at hand, our minds will crave the next anticipated hit of dopamine. These facts might convince you that the companies behind these addictive platforms are sinister because they are designed to manipulate your attention, but some experts would have you consider otherwise. Adam Gazzaley and Larry D. Rosen from The Distracted Mind suggest that distractions, interruptions, and irrelevant information causes humans to feel challenged by simple tasks. They go on to say that our sensitivity to this interference is a fundamental vulnerability of our brains.
Harvard psychologists Matthew A. Killingsworth and Daniel T. Gilbert discovered that people spend 47% of their waking hours thinking about something other than what they are doing. Eric Baker argues, in Barking Up the Wrong Tree, that our brains are designed to always be seeking new information. In fact, the same system in your gray matter that keeps you on the lookout for food and water actually rewards you for discovering novel information. But if your brain is so good at seeking out new info, why is it so terrible at following through? Because the information seeking part is way stronger than the cognitive control part that allows you to complete tasks. From an evolutionary standpoint, realizing there was a lion behind you was far more important than sticking to whatever task you were busy doing before Simba showed up. Killingsworth and Gilbert believe that a wandering mind is an unhappy mind, and it makes perfect sense that many people fall into a vicious cycle. This cycle consists of a distraction fueled by information technology. Someone's attention is interrupted because their mind wanders and they feel slightly, perhaps subconsciously sad because of that wandering. So they turn to information technology to satisfy their curiosity and reap the physical and psychological rewards before eventually returning to work. Ironically, while information technology may distract us from our work, it can help us work more efficiently than ever in the few moments we dedicate to being productive. Multitasking is still a bad idea, but databases and information retrieval systems help us find relevant information in seconds, and internet-based software solutions like Slack make workplace communications easier. Some of the most interesting discussions stem from how the prevalence of information technology, together with things like video games and TV, may actually alter the structure of the brains of young and future generations. Old brains today are better at focusing and coping with boredom than young ones because millennials and children have been trained to switch attention rapidly from one stimulus to the next. Now we would like to introduce Joanne Alter to give her opinion on the topic from an educator's standpoint.
My name is Joanne Alter, and I've been a teacher for 28 years, with 21 years in kindergarten. I have seen children distracted by all sorts of technology over the years, and I think information technology, such as video games, tablet computers, and the internet, is a source of distraction for young minds. However, I don't think information technology is the only reason children are distracted. I have seen kids distracted by all sorts of toys and items over the years. Things like stickers, Hot Wheels, Pokemon cards, and just about anything small enough to fit in their hands have always been a distraction for students. Even without a toy or piece of technology to distract themselves with, kids will pick at crumbs on the floor or open and close the Velcro straps of their shoes to keep themselves occupied. And if they have nothing to play with, they will daydream. I feel that people have always been easily distracted and have let their minds wander. This seems to be an inherent part of human nature. I don't think information technology is entirely blameless. However, I think there are mental health issues and stresses associated with these new technologies that should not go overlooked. As well, there seems to be an addiction factor to information technology. Kids now require colorful lights and stimulation to be engaged, but this may have started much earlier with the advent of Sesame Street. iPad applications that masquerade as educational content are clearly just video games following this model. It's hard for educators to compete with that.
Thank you for listening to our presentation.